Hello everybody, my name is pangoduck. Welcome to another showcase. What is a showcase? I'm slowly getting more succinct at describing a showcase every time I do one. I'm just going to show you the game in a very informal way. We're going to go over the very basics, but it's not going to be some super in-depth tutorial. And the point is, you can just see what the game is like, and you'll probably be able to tell if you would enjoy it or not. So, today's showcase is Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War, which is an amazing game. I've had so much fun playing this. I've played it with one of my friends a bunch as well. It has co-op. It's really fun. Co-op versus AI or PvP, whatever you want. So, what is it? Essentially, it's like Civ, it's a 4X, except it's almost entirely focused on military and combat. You have research, but that's really just affecting... Well, it does affect your economy, but your economy only serves to support your military. You are just trying to kill everybody else. So it's about the other players in the game, and there's also neutral enemies for you to kill as well. You have hero units that can level up, and you have your normal forces as well, who can, to be fair, I think they also level up. Yes, they do, but the heroes have abilities. Hopefully that covers the basics. Let's just get into a game. I've not actually played this in ages. I should have done a practice run, but I just didn't, so here we are. You can see last time I called myself Professor Bins. We're just going to leave that. We're going to take out all of this junk, though, because I played a mega game with like one of each race, which was really fun. I highly recommend it. But let's go on a small... We'll recommend it for 3 players, but in fact, yeah, we'll have 3 players. Why the hell not? We're obviously not going to play a full game today anyway. The whole world is customizable. If you go to advanced, obviously DLCs, quests, enabled, and then look. All the different types of things which you will become familiar with, you can affect the density of them, whether you want them or not. Adaptive turn timer, if you want a turn timer. Simultaneous turns, and if you mouse over, I think it tells you, does it? No? Am I cracking up? No, okay. Well, essentially, all the AI will have their turn at the same time, and then you'll do your turn, etc. Doesn't matter. None of this matters to you. So, what are the races? Astra Militarum, which are basically Imperial Guard. Chaos Space Marines, Necrons, Orcs, Space Marines, Tau, which are the most recently added, and Tyranids. Tyranids basically being Zerg. Now, I know Zerg was based on Tyranids. I'm not to make arguing that point, okay? But some people might know what Zerg are and not Tyranids. I guess for the sake of demonstration, we'll probably just play Space Marines to keep it simple. Does that sound... should have planned ahead who I was going to play. I think we will just play Space Marines, because if you were just starting the game out, that is what you would do. In terms of enemies, let's just go like Orcs and... Tyranids? Necrons? Just for fun, we'll put Tyranids in. There you go. Do I want to be white? I guess we kind of want to be orange for the sake of my channel color. The Orcs can be green, and the Tyranids, maybe purple would be more appropriate or something like that. Okay. We are just... Difficulty is here. Teams, obviously you can set up teams. Team A, B, C, blah, 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 blah. And that applies to multiplayer as well. And this is your difficulty. Well... I say difficulty, it's more like, as you can see, like modifiers. So if I choose an easier difficulty, then we have a loyalty... Wait, what? Oh, it's to other players. I was like, what? So other players will have a small loyalty disadvantage. Loyalty is almost like public order. If you've played Total War Warhammer or Total War game in general, it's unrest, so to speak. So it really affects everybody else. And if we put it up to the hardest difficulty, then the enemies will get an extreme loyalty and level advantage. Anyway, no one cares. Let's just put it on the normal one, Sergeant. And let's go. Let's just go. Let's just get into a game. Let's stop wasting time. The video is not meant to be that long. And I will show you.
Gladius Prime was a bastion of humanity, newly colonized. A suitable base for our chapter to rebuild and recruit. We Space Marines raised our fortress here, grew strong again. But the Orc invasion brought a warp storm that cut off our Emperor's light. And the dread Necrons crawled from the earth beneath our feet. War was on all sides, yet we are the Emperor's chosen. We do not dread the dark or quail at the relics of old. Terror is for those who oppose us. We know no fear.
Okay. Nice little intro video. It obviously is different depending on the race you're playing. All the races play differently. You've got different mechanics, different buildings, different units, obviously, etc. Right, so here we are on the game map. We start off with 2 sets of tactical space marines. Yes, that sounds about right. In terms of unit stats, before we go anywhere, everything is down here. We're not going to go through everything now because that would be boring. You can mouse over, look, it tells you everything. It's kind of self-explanatory. Armor, health, morale, how many actions you have left, how far you can move, which is literally the hexes, and then their level. So there you go. And you can also see details about their weapon. Again, self-explanatory. Obviously, the range is quite important. And there's also a trait in terms of this weapon. Rapid fire increases the attacks at half range. So if you're only at 1 range instead of 2, you'll get extra attacks. And that's it. And then these are commands. Overwatch, hopefully that's quite self-explanatory. If you've played any kind of game like XCOM or whatever, they will just stand still. And if something comes into range on the enemy's turn, they will immediately shoot at it. Hold position until healed. If you've played Civ, you'll be very familiar with that. And skip the turn for the unit and disband, which obviously we're not going to do. Quite self-explanatory. In terms of operations and tactics, this is Space Marine specific. It depends on the race. You'll have different stuff up here. You might have nothing up here. And each race has different mechanics. But for Space Marines, we actually, rather than starting with a unit that can build a city, a la Civ, which some other things, races do start with a unit like that, we just bring our city down from the sky. So I will deploy it. A Fortress of Redemption will get to that. You can see that it costs that resource, which I will tell you what it is now, actually. So in terms of resources, we have got requisitions, which, well, that's the other thing. It's food. That one is food. Per race, that might change to be called something else, but it's food. So requisitions is food, energy, research, and influence. Okay? As Space Marines, this is what we have. Everybody has energy, research, and influence. I'm not sure if somebody else has an extra resource, and not everyone calls this requisitions. It doesn't matter. It's very self-explanatory when you get into a game with anybody that you want to play. And you should play the race which excites you most, because they are super thematic and cool. Right, let's move on. Finally, so we're starting the game. These are our hexes. You can see how far this unit can move because I've got them selected. Let's just click off them. You might be wondering, why does this particular hex have a line around it? That is because that is a resource. Wait, what is the word? Hold on. Let's go into well, as you can see, up here, Compendium has all the information you need. Features is what they're called. Okay, so this feature is Fermentation Pool. And as you can see, the bonuses it gives are at the top right. So it gives bonus to requisitions, and I think that's going to be 20% population growth. But since we're not 100% sure, why don't we go and check? So Fermentation Pool, let's go into the compendium. We're in features. You can look up anything, factions and their units and all sorts. Fermentation Pool. Well, yeah, special feature that increases the growth rate of the city when required. When acquired, not required. And then blah, blah, blah. There's obviously a bit of lore about it. Everything has a bit of lore, but it tells you, look, +2. Obviously, this, if you were Tyranids, it would be biomass. But it's 2 food or 2 biomass or 2 requisitions or whatever. Plus 20% growth for the city, which is basically population growth. And then you get an extra 1 energy and 1 influence. Now, the thing is you need to A, capture that to get its resource. But also for it to benefit a city specifically, you want to exploit it. The way that Space Marines exploit resources is by calling down a Fortress of Redemption next to a resource, and they get a bigger benefit from it, and as well as having protection next to it. But we'll get to it. Hopefully that makes sense. Firstly, we're going to deploy a city. It's recommending here, and it's going to tell you what bonuses each of the tiles around have, because immediately, in the immediate sense, you're only going to be able to build 1 tile around your city. So it's recommending here because it's next to the resource, which is what I kind of like. So I think we're going to do that. We don't have any negative modifiers, you can see. Over here, potentially we have a bit more requisitions with this forest. But I think we'll just go ahead and put it right next to this resource patch. So we're going to bring it down here. And there's our city. It's called Vulcan's Forge. Okay. Right. You can see all of its income here. Self-explanatory. You'll notice that loyalty will go down as the population increases unless you build buildings to increase loyalty. And as the description says, each positive point of loyalty increases the city's total resource output by 1%, while each negative point decreases it by 2%, all the way down to 50%. So if you have negative loyalty, all of your resource income will just be heavily hamstrung, and that really starts to hurt. So you want to keep on top of loyalty. Okay. The next thing to note is that not every building, but a lot of buildings have these numbers in, which is civilians working them. So you'll notice we've got 1 out of 6 with 1 required. So we have 1 population, and that population is required to run the main building, which is like the builder's yard, as it were, the orbital relay. I can actually take them off it, none required, but now we can't use this building. And as you can see also, it provides 6 production, 6 influence, but it costs -3 energy, obviously, to run this building. So what are we going to build first? That's kind of up to us, you know. You can build whatever you want. So these are the available buildings. Acquire tile. We need to acquire... We don't own any of these tiles, so we can't build in any of them, okay? But what we can do... Why have I clicked off it? That was clever. I think I'm right in saying, yeah, you can just see there, we actually have 1 slot on the base tile, which we've not used. So we can build 1 building on this before we have to acquire other tiles. Okay? So, for the sake of argument, this tile has a bonus to requisitions, doesn't it? And energy. So maybe we just build the refectory, but then... So that we have a building that gives us requisitions. It does cost an upkeep of energy. We've obviously got an energy building. We've got a research building, which we'll get to. Obviously, increasing research will mean we research faster. We have an influence building. And we have the apothecarian, which is just population limit, is it? Yeah. Oh, no, of course. Yes, population limit, but this also allows you to produce infantry. So this is a barracks. So maybe we want to start with a barracks early to get more units. Obviously, we're going to get more buildings, but these are the only ones we can build right now. I think we probably will go ahead and get an early barracks. So let's build the barracks. And now we have to decide where to build it. We haven't acquired any of these tiles, so we need to build it here. That is going to take 6 turns to finish. We can queue up something else after if we want. I'll probably go and acquire another tile. Maybe this one with a big requisitions bonus. It's only got 2 building slots on it, which are what those are, whereas some of these have 3. But I think we'll still do it. It's worth noting we need to acquire this resource, Fermentation Pool, to get the growth bonus, but it has no building slots on it, so we'd have to spend the time acquiring it and not be able to build anything afterwards. That's a decision to make. I think we'll probably acquire it, actually. I'm not sure what's right. Let's be clear, I'm not showing you good gameplay here, I'm just showing you how to play. I haven't even played in a while. I'm going to suck. Let's say we're going to acquire that first, and then after that, we'll acquire that tile and build something else. Okay, so that's the city sorted out. We don't need to bring down a fortress here because the city is going to exploit this resource. And plus the fact we don't have enough influence anyway. But we will next turn because we're gaining 13 per turn. And it costs 20 this time. I think it increases over time unless you haven't built one in quite a while. Now, that was a lot. Now, where are we on the map? We are about in the middle, which is kind of horrible. I like being near the edge. So we just need to start exploring. You can see there's another resource here, an ore field, which will give requisitions, which is kind of nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to move. I'm going to right click. And now we can see one of the neutral enemies, Croot Hounds. They're not close enough to get to us. But we'll probably bring both of our units together, and we're going to look to secure this. Because you do get a bonus from owning it, it's just not as much as when you're exploiting it. Now, choose research. So it does tell you the next thing you should be doing over here, as well as a feed of stuff you've done. At the beginning, obviously, we discovered this fermentation pool. We discovered this ore field. Then we also discovered a Necron tomb here somewhere. I can't see it at the moment. It's around, apparently. Also, wireweed, that's worth noticing. Again, I've just clicked it, if you didn't know what it does, but basically it does damage. You can't walk on it without taking damage. Oh, there it is, wireweed. If you walk on wireweed, you take damage, your units do, on that turn. They can't go through it in one turn. They have to walk onto it, and then they will take damage. And finally, Croot Hounds discovered, as you know. Okay, so let's choose research. The way research works is you need to research 2 things from each tier, and then you can move to the next tier. And it goes all the way up, and then as you can see, as we get right towards the end, we start to get crazy things. A macro cannon. We can get a land raider at tier 9, upgrades for our bolters, all manner of stuff, okay? That said, you don't have to only get 2, and as you go to further tiers, previous tiers sometimes get discounted, so that's worth noting. Also notice we cannot research the Razorback unless we build an armory first. Okay, let's say, for the sake of argument, the first thing we're going to build is this, the Reclusium, which produces heroes as well as generates influence and increases loyalty. So if we research this, we can build a building where we can get our first hero, which sounds like a really good idea. And that's it for the first turn. All the neutral things are going to move around. The AI in the darkness is going to take their turn. Now, we're going to get quests. I'm not going to read this, obviously. But you should read this because the narrative quests in this are really cool, especially the first time that you've played a race. Thing about quests, you don't have to do them at all. You get bonuses. It's worth doing, really, but you don't have to do them. You can completely ignore them and just play, you know, deathmatch, kill everybody. It doesn't matter. But there are quests there. They will give you rewards. They will cause events to happen, which maybe some of them you don't want to. And that is just part of the game. And they're really cool. So I recommend reading them and doing them. You don't have to. So anyway, the objective is to deploy a Fortress of Redemption next to a special resource feature and secure the perimeter. So it's kind of trying to teach you in the beginning. That would be a really good idea. So we can do that. So we can do a fortress. Now, I'm not actually sure with Space Marines whether we have to walk in there and capture it first. Oh, there's a Necron tomb. That's what we saw. So, well, let's walk in because it's worth noting. Even without exploiting, you walk in, you gain the resource, and you get a bit of a bonus. I wish I'd checked. Well, we're getting 6.4 now from features because this gives requisitions. Also, worth noting, because we have this unit in that fortified resource area that they've got into, you can see that buff there. Damage reduction from cities. Healing rate greatly improves. So if you need to heal the unit up, putting them on a resource is massive. And they also get a range damage reduction so things can't hit them. Now, we are now 2 squares away from these Croot Hounds. So we can go ahead and fire because we have a range of 2. When you mouse over them, you can see on the left-hand side, we have an estimate of the amount of health we're going to take off them. That dark grey shaded part of the health bar. And it also shows you the estimated casualties because there are literally 7 hounds. This much damage should kill 2 of them. And then I'm just going to right click. And we do indeed kill 2 hounds. Now we could move. I think what we'll do, we don't want to move this way because there's wireweed. So we'll just move over here next door. Keeping your units together early game, super important. And then we're just going to go ahead and take a shot here as well. I think kill another 2. There are more Croot Hounds, but that's fine. But we're going to start just pushing out. And I think that's it for this turn. We know that we're still building. Helps if you click on it properly. Yep, 5 more turns on the Apothecarian. End turn. Croot Hound, there's bloody loads of them. Are they going to attack? Maybe? No? They could only just move in range. Okay, so now, because we're only 1 square away, if you remember, the rapid fire trait increased the attacks at half range. Because we're at half of our full range, look how much damage we do now. Bloody loads. So let's slaughter them. And because it's a ranged attack, they don't get to hit us back. Melee attack, they may well hit you back. We should be able to finish them here. And if you watch our units, XP. XP. There's I can't remember the radius, I'll be honest with you, but keeping units close together to a kill, all of the surrounding units nearby will get XP for that kill. So it's well worth it to get XP stacked up on your units. And that's actually going to be it. You can, once you've kind of set things up, you can actually rip through turns quite quickly, depending on how many units you've got to control. Obviously, the further you get into the game, the more units you have, the more you have to do in terms of tactical movement, positioning, scouting, fighting. But in the early game, once you've got your city and your research going, there isn't a whole ton to do. Now, we have taken a bunch of damage. And bear in mind, because we have less Marines, they now deal a little bit less damage, because there's only 3 times the bolters rather than 5. However, this is kind of horrible, because I think we're only going to be able to kill 6 out of 7. Now, obviously, they're doing double damage because we're close range, or double the amount of attacks, but there's only 3 of them. I don't want to lose these units. Okay, well, we're definitely going to take this shot. The question is, do we take this shot or do we retreat? Oh, we should kill them, actually, now. Take the shot, then. And we do, which is excellent. Okay, I don't think this one unit should have enough to kill us. I may well be wrong. There's only one way to find out. Okay, we're going to end another turn. 3 turns left until we finish our research. You can see we got +2 requisition from the... Oh, I know what it is. I'm telling you slightly wrong, and I haven't brought this down because I completely forgot because I'm an idiot. So I should have brought that down. But you can see how what it is we're getting the 2 requisitions every turn, but we're not getting that 20% boost, I believe. I know, this is a pretty sucky showcase and I don't even know the mechanics, but now if I bring down the fortress, i.e. my way of exploiting the resource, because every race exploits differently. We get a gun here. Oh yeah, our quest gets updated, so blah blah blah. Generate 20 requisitions per turn is our next objective. We're currently doing 13 per turn. Well, actually, it's going to be 15, but... So now that we've exploited it, we're actually getting that 20% boost as well. That's how it works. I wish I'd remembered before, but I'm a moron. Okay. How do we want to play things now? I kind of want to go back this way. I'd also like to heal this unit up, which I may do in this resource. And also you can garrison a city and heal up. I'm reasonably confident that this turret will hold on to this position. So we're going to just go back this way and scout out. Obviously, again, this is not pro gameplay. Yeah, I'm not making good decisions. I'm just trying to show you how the game works. I haven't played this in bloody ages. Let's bring you back here. I love this game, though. I really want to get back into it. I probably will now. All right, we're going to keep scouting out a bit. Let's get the perimeter. How much longer? Research finishes in 1. I think we also finished the barracks in 1, correct? Okay. Was a unit coming out? Aha, more Kroot Hounds. 15,000 Kroot Hounds. Okay, research completed. So we get an overview. Also shows you what we can build from there. But I'll show you in here anyway. You can now see we have another building. Again, it can be manned or not. So the point of turning it off, I suppose, is you go, I don't have enough energy, or I'm using too many population. I don't have the population I want for something else. And you could just turn it off. You don't get the benefits, but you don't get the drawbacks either. It's like energy, for example, 2.5. If we turn it off, we get 4.5 a turn. But anyway, we do want it on, and we want to build some more tactical space marines, which is the only option we have at the moment. Obviously, we'll get more. So these are going to cost. Production obviously isn't a big deal. That's just how many turns it's going to take to build, depending on how much production you have. And then 40 is the base cost. 40 requisitions. We currently have 150. And it's going to cost 2 requisition per turn. So bear in mind, I have that quest to get 20 per turn. This is going to dig into it a bit, because we're only going to get 13 per turn after I build this. But anyway, we want more marines. They will take 6 turns to build with our current production. Fine. Research. We obviously researched the Reclusium, which we're going to build shortly. But that said, we actually are going to go ahead and acquire these tiles. Come on, brain. Tiles first. Not sure if that's a good idea, but that's what we're doing. You can see the Reclusium is now in our list of buildings. Once we've acquired this tile, we'll go ahead and build it. That said, actually, maybe we don't want that tile if we're not going to build... If we're not going to build a requisitions building on it straight away, maybe that's not the tile we want after this. Maybe we want to... This one's got 3 slots, and it has a lesser bonus than a lot of the other places. So we're going to acquire this one, and then build our Reclusium on there, so we're not using up a spot where we could be getting extra requisitions. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully. Right, back to research. Okay, increase the accuracy of our Space Marines. That could be cool. Orbital scan. That's an operation, i.e. one of the things up here. Oh, that would let us do like a scan of an area. Frag Grenade. Ability for your infantry to throw anti-infantry grenades. And an armory building, which will allow us to build vehicles. Also generates requisitions and research. Frag Grenade is nice, but I think we'll maybe go for the armory. Actually, no. You know what? We'll go Frag Grenade. Because we're not going to be playing long enough in this video to get a hell of a lot of vehicles, are we? Okay. Other thing to note. We are in the forest. What does that mean? Plus 33% range damage reduction. That also applies to the Kroot Hounds. And I've clicked on them. They are also in the forest. You can always look at other units. You can tell everything about their attacks, what they're doing. All of their buffs and stuff are here. So you can always just click on things and take your time. Anyway, we're still going to go ahead and take that. Take that shot. I don't think they're... Bear in mind also, if you don't know if you've used everyone, much like Civ, you can just cycle through your units by clicking this button. Right, I want you to actually sit there and heal up. You're going to end another turn. They are attacking me, I think. Somewhere in there. Okay, not a lot of damage though. So we'll go ahead and just pound them again. Aha! We have an order on our fortress because these are in range of the turret. So let's just give them a little slap. Doesn't do a hell of a lot against them. But hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, and then we're going to end turn again. Once you get going, you can just rip through turns, like so quickly. Never knew how bad against Kroot Hounds this thing was. Jesus. The Kroot Hound's still there. They seem to have run away. I think they've run away. We can't see anything because of the bloody forest. Okay, you're not quite healed up yet. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the edge of the fire. What is that? A skull altar? Well, it seems to give influence. We don't really need to go and read about it in the thingy. We just know it gives influence. Okay, we're going to heal up. Let's just wait and heal up. We may as well. One more turn there. And then we can end turn again. They are going to attack my fortress. That's interesting. I mean, a Kroot Hound's good against fortresses? Maybe. Maybe. I know Kroot Hounds did get changed because they have a connection to the Tau. When the Tau were added, there were definitely some changes made. All right, we're going to move out. Probably not the whole way because I want to be able to see what we're... Yeah, that's why. Okay. Let's open fire. We'll bring another group over as well. Obviously, combat is quite simplistic at the moment when you've only got one unit. Some races start with melee units, with different ranged units. All depends on the race. They're all really flavorful, so it's nice. But quite quickly, well, I mean, if we don't get that many units built, we'll just have a little look through the research tree so you can see the kind of stuff we can get. It's really cool. Where did they run off to? This is what happens when you're not looking. How are we doing? We've acquired both tiles. Brilliant. Excellent. So now let's go and grab our hero building. Also gives us influence. So we get 2 influence. We get 1 loyalty, which is good. And we get to build heroes, which is what we want to do. Much like in any game with heroes, you really want to get them as early as possible. Do we dare run all the way into this resource? A, to capture it, and B, to have a bit of fortification. I think we do. There's a lot of Kroot Hounds. Oh dear. Right, these, pardon my French, these bastards. You don't want anything to do with these bloody things. This is why you don't run into the dark. I mean, do flying units take damage from wireweed? Well, we're going to find out. We are going to find out. I don't want to go too deep, so let's go behind them here. It doesn't matter what order you do things in. It doesn't matter that I move these and clicked off them. They still have their shooting action. Can you guys kill these then? Yeah, kill those. get XP, which is lovely. Okay, and we'll shoot these. So, the thing about Enslavers is they do exactly what it says on the tin. Let's just take that shot as well. Why is this so bad against Fruit Hounds? It has huge armor penetration, but not massive damage. I think it's better against single units. Anyway, I digress. Enslavers. Oh, also, something I've not mentioned at all. The blue bar next to everybody's health is their morale. And obviously, if you look over the morale, you can see you at 2/3 morale and at 1/3 morale, you have breakpoints where you decrease your accuracy and increase damage taken. Now, this varies unit to unit. Tyranids have a really bad time with morale, but we're not going to go over them now. So, Enslavers, what am I kicking off about? Yeah, Enslavement. Take control of the enemy target enemy weak-minded unit until the enslaving unit dies. What does that mean? Essentially, they can just come in, mind control my Marines, and they can just control them until I manage to kill the bloody Enslavers. Even if it's 50 turns later, they'll still have these Marines. Now, obviously, I can kill the Marines, but that's unideal. And I really want to kill the Enslavers, but they're not that easy to kill. They have 36 HP. So for units like these who don't have a particular bonus against them, whereas some other anti-air units might, that's a bloody pain in the arse. I don't care about the fortress. I want to see what happens here. Okay, luckily they seem to have floated away. At least momentarily. Research completed. Frag Grenade. Well, that's good. And also see some Chaos Cultists over here. Not ideal, but, you know, not terrible. We are getting surrounded, which is scaring me a little bit. We should be not too far off our Marines. Yeah, one more turn, we'll have another group of Marines. Research. We can now see we are up to Tier 2. Now, it's worth noting, we do need to research the building to increase pop limit. Our pop limit is 7. So that's not too bad at the moment. But once we hit 7, and we go above the limit, then I believe we take a big loyalty slap in the face if you have too many population. Is that right, or can you just not go over the population limit? One of those things happens. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but it doesn't matter to you right now, okay? Let me tell you what matters. So the point is, we need dormitories to get our pop limit higher. Alternatively, we do get one hero unit in the beginning with our Reclusium, but we can research to be able to build a chaplain hero unit. Raises morale and inspires loyalty. Okay. Doesn't tell you the biggest thing. Or we could get a different set of Space Marines, which are melee, and they have jump packs. So they can go over terrain obstacles, and they can get up and close to enemies and beat the crap out of them. Alternatively, anti-armor grenades. We can't build cluster mines. We can't build Hammer of Wrath, research Hammer of Wrath, which... Again, it's a buff. It's a buff to those units, and the cluster mines are obviously an ability for the scout bikers, which you can't build, blah, 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 because we don't have an armory. So you can kind of play the same faction and build it different ways each time, depending on how you research. I mean, we can still go back and get the armory, but, you know, in some ways, you kind of want to rush higher and get better units quicker. So you can play each race differently. If I'd started with the armory instead of Frag Grenade, maybe then I'd go after cluster mines, for example, and then use scout bikers. But as it is, I've gone Frag Grenade, and I want to use melee infantry units. Sorry, I think we'll probably research actually the assault Space Marines. Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll get dormitories afterwards. But you can do whatever the heck you want, okay? I mean, you already understand the basics. You already understand how the game works in a basic way. I think we probably just sit here and start pinging. These ones are a little bit exposed, but it's kind of attack is the best form of defense at the moment. So we want to secure as much of the map as possible to stop neutral units coming. I mean, really, we want to secure this bottom corner now. We know there's no enemies here, player enemies, and then once we've secured it, you know, we're good and we can leave it. This is a relic. I think it's called a... Yeah, of course it's a relic. The game's called Relics of War. We'll get to that when we discover it. Okay. Well, you're just going to keep coming in and tag teaming the fortress, are you? You're going to keep doing this until I bring a marine group up, aren't you? I hate crew hounds. Okay, our turn again. We'll just fire. I'm not even going to watch what happens. Oh, you've come close, have you? Well, have a blast around to the base. And they're in wireweed, are they not? Oh, that's not wireweed, no. Okay, we can kill them. I'm quite happy to just farm experience. When our units level up, it's all good. Okay. Oh, we got our other Space Marines. Should we send them up to help the fortress? I mean, nah, it should be okay. It should be alright. I want to bring them down here, especially if the Enslavers are hanging about. You obviously notice that we get movement penalties in certain terrain. Like if we're going uphill, if we're going through forest, if we're going through ruins, we can't move our full distance that we would be able to move. Because we do have 3 movement points. Granted, we've used one on here because I think you use one spawning. But we would be able to go 1, 2, 3, but we can't go 1, 2, 3 through here because ruins take up. We'll go into these ruins. Same deal as the forest, really. Range damage reduction. But it also affects our movement. We can't move all the way through these. They take more movement points to get through. Okay. Shall we build more marines? It does mean tanking our income a bit more. So I'm tempted to wait, especially since we're researching another type of marine, and soon we're going to have a hero to build. Does it matter? How long do they take to build? 6 turns? We could build it. Should we build it? You know what? We're going to build it. Rightly or wrongly. And then we'll build the Assault Space Marines as soon as they've been researched. Okay, let's crack through some turns. Didn't see you there. Or is that the one I was shooting? No, where'd you come from? Must have been in the... That's the other thing. You can't see through this terrain. Not very easily, anyway. What do rocks do? Nothing. No, they don't have a bonus from being in rocks to their defenses. Okay, we would only kill 3 out of 4 here. But if we move closer and use our, yes, extra attacks, we can finish them off, which is beautiful. All 3 units got the XP, so that's a nice little range as well. You can just sit tight for a moment. You fire there. You've obviously already fired your weapon. Now, do you know something? I'm actually going to move out here because they can't actually get to me. Because they can't come across the wire. I mean, they can, but that's not a good idea. They do have pistols, but they kind of suck. If I remember rightly. Oh, in fact, they only have range of 1 anyway. So they can't hit me. Lovely. Okay, well, we'll just sit here and keep shooting you. Fine by me. What is this? Oh, it's a trader encampment. Let's have a look at the trader encampment, actually. Because, yes, in this feature, a hero can stand on the tile and purchase items. As well as it having its influence buffs, heroes have an inventory of items, which we'll see when we finally get one. In fact, have we just finished building? Not yet. 2 more turns. You shall see. So anyway, it's good to get for the influence. We can bring down another fortress, actually, now, so I think we will. You notice it costs 40 instead of 20 because it's going up each time. I should be doing that like as soon as I can, by the way, to get the most out of the resources, obviously. But, you know, sometimes you just don't play well. What are those? We're going to bring that down. That will also help us just to kind of secure this area a bit. So that's all good. I think we'll probably move you up here, move you here. Can move them at the same time, doesn't matter. And we'll just start. We can queue up attacks. You'll just sit there for now. The wireweed actually helps us a lot here. Ah, Vespid Stingwings. Okay. They have the Hammer of Wrath upgrade, apparently. Even though they're neutral units. Interesting. Alright. Well, they're not the most dangerous. They only have 1 range with their Neuron Blasters. But I think they can jump, can't they? Yes, they have jump pack because they have wings, obviously. Okay, the fortress can't fire because we just put it down. This one is obviously still losing to Crute Hounds. I may have to go and help that. which is not ideal. Maybe the next set of Marines will go north. How much time? God, we've spent 40 minutes getting this far. That said, I've shown you the game. You know, you get it now. Obviously, you've only seen pretty boring units. There's a long way to go. There's all kinds of things. In fact, we can have a very quick look now. So you know we're going to get melee Space Marines. We've got Devastator Space Marines, which are essentially, well, it's as you bring down heavy war machines. We've got Land Speeders. We've got the Librarian Hero, which is really cool. Hunter, tank unit. Again, more upgrades for bombs and stuff. We have the Predator tank, which is bloody cool. Dreadnought, obviously amazing. Thunderfire cannon, which is a long range, like super long ranged cannon. In fact, if you go in the compendium, Space Marines. No, is it units? Not factions, units. What was I looking at? Thunderfire cannon. How much range does these have? 3 range. And it also has plasma cutter and flamer. But the point is the cannon has 3 range. So there's loads of really cool units. Tanks and all sorts. Some things better at shooting armored targets, flying targets, buildings. It's all very varied. And then obviously if I look at like Necrons, for example, all different. All the things you would expect. All of their stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's you go and look at the factions and see what you think you will like, because they are all so cool. I've played games with all of them and had a good time. Right, what are we doing about these Enslavers? I don't want to move too close because then they'll grab me. I think we can probably come and get this encampment. So we'll start moving over there. I mean, I can probably move you around here. We want to try and secure things. Okay, end turn. They are coming. Aha! And the fortress is actually on Overwatch, so it goes ahead and hits them. Oh, it does a lot more damage to them, which is nice. How do we want to do here? Because I think we kind of want to get up there and surround them. So the furthest away unit can only move to here. So we'll move them there. And I might just move everybody up and go for it. But look, they do not do a lot of damage. Are we confident we can hunt these down and kill them? Because we're not going to kill them in this turn. So they could capture one of us. But hopefully if they do that, we'll be able to chase them down and kill them. If not, it'll be a good lesson for you. So there you go. We're going to do it. We'll probably kill 2 of them, will we? Yeah, we'll kill 2 of them. And killing Enslavers is just amazing. Because as you can imagine, they really cause havoc. Wait, we haven't fired with the fortress. Oh, we're going to kill them. Of course, that was only its Overwatch fire, not its actual turn. Awesome. And everybody get XP. Brilliant. Okay, now the relic. Wait, that's not a relic? It is a relic, isn't it? Siren Caster? Well, it is, but it's a type of relic. The type of relic is Siren Caster. And basically, it just gives you a faction-wide buff when you control a relic. You control it by going up to it and right-clicking it. Obviously, it takes your turn. People can capture it back from you if you don't protect it. But essentially, it's just a faction-wide buff, and it depends on the relic what kind of buff it will give you. So it's really nice. Okay, cities. Oh, okay, we finished. So we can build a captain, which we will absolutely do. It does cost 80 influence, so it's a big chunk of what we have. But it's well worth it, because heroes are amazing. Okay. Problems coming up, then. Problems coming up. We're going to quite quickly not have enough energy income. But I want to get the requisition income up as well. Do we build the energy first? I think we probably do. And since we have a 10% buff here, we can build it on this one and get a little bit of a bonus. I mean, you can build them anywhere, but it's nice to have the bonus. And then maybe going forward, we'll capture the orcoid fungus tile, which will give us a big buff to our requisitions when we build a refectory. So we'll do that next. Cool, we have a plan. Whether or not the plan is good, time will tell. Okay. Okay, guys. Why are they doing that? It's so irritating. Go away. Maybe I shouldn't shoot. Maybe I should just fortify and heal, but there you go. Because yes, a building can fortify and heal. I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay. I think we'll come and grab this. We want that bonus as soon as possible. Now, obviously, we cannot... Oh, this is on cooldown for another 7 turns before we can bring down another fortress anyway. Should we split up and grab that? Yeah, it's a bit risky because there are Croot Hounds. I think we'll be okay, though, because we'll be fortified. Let's grab as many resources as we can. Oh, is that 2 tiles? Or is it 3 tiles? It must be 3 tiles because we can't fire. Okay. Right. Can we grab the relic or is there an enemy there? We'll find out. Ooh, yeah. Oh no! We moved right next to them. We couldn't see them. They hit us with Overwatch fire. Now we can't even move away, so this is really awkward. We will fire at them. And now that we can see them and they're 2 tiles away, we can fire from here. But they are in ruins, so that's why they're taking even less damage. So there is a Ruins of Vaul resource here, which is knowledge, but it has also got sting wings on top of it. And so that is generally why walking into the Fog of War is terrible. And you shouldn't do it, because you end up just losing units. And in fact, I think we will lose this unit. Maybe not. Yeah, because, yeah, Jesus, they're not messing around. So just like that, we've lost the unit. Just gone. Dead. On the bright side, we've finished researching the other Marines. We've got a unit here, but I kind of want to go that way. If I just put you on heal, right, I think we will, even with that loss, I don't know, we kind of need you south. I don't want to lose this fortress, though. It does such crap damage. So I think we need to... Yeah, I think we need to bring you this way. See, this is the problem when you're fighting on 2 fronts at once. You can't really protect both directions. I think we will move you here. We'll fire from the safety of there. We'll fire here. And I guess we'll concentrate fire on this unit for now. Okay, back at the city. We can get our first Assault and Space Marines, which again is going to dig into our requisition upkeep, but that's fine. We'll get there. We're going to get a big bonus when we build the building. Okay, new research. Oh yeah, I'm all the way up here. I think we will get dormitories so we can build a building to increase pop limit. I'm happy with that. End turn. Please stop hitting my fortress. It's very annoying. No, they said. Oh wow, they just came and surrounded me while I wasn't looking. Well, at least we've got fortification. What is that? Orc boys? And they're not even owned by the enemy orcs. Maybe they got taken by an enslaver. Jesus, we're getting hammered. We're getting absolutely hammered. We really need to retreat, but you cannot move more than 1 square when you've got enemies next to you. So we're kind of... I think we've lost both units. Genuinely. We have just gone ahead and lost both units. They are level 4, look. Right? Is that what that means? Yeah, they are level 4. So no wonder. But yeah, I think we're going to lose this other unit. And it's just going to be too bad. I don't even want to move this unit up. We shouldn't. But we can't escape. We'll just get surrounded and killed. So there is no point. Well. Now there's Croot Hounds on top of me here. Sod off. We need to secure this area. Once we've secured the area, got rid of all the Fog of War, got rid of all the units... and some building spawn units. Oh, he's in range of our city, look. Then we won't have any more troubles. As I said at the beginning... See, this actually does more damage to the Orc boys than it would to these annoying Croot Hounds, but there you go. As I said at the beginning, if you don't like the amount of neutral units, then you can turn them down. You know, it's completely customizable. But this is just my fault. I've just walked into the Fog of War, split up my units as well, and this is the result. But you just get heavily punished. Heavily, heavily punished. It's entirely my fault. But it's fine, because you know what? I don't have to win this game, because it's just for 1 video. And maybe this was my plan the whole time, to show you what not to do, huh? What about that? Did you think of that? I don't dare move up. It's so sweaty. Once we get our melee ones, that would help a lot. Just to get in people's faces and start smacking them. Where are the Orc boys? Where did they go? I don't know. You can watch everybody move, but half the time I'm not paying attention. Okay. Oh, obviously I have a log of who's been attacked and whatnot. Okay, shall we? Yeah, so we've got a lot more energy income now because we've built a Genitorum. Let's acquire this tile because even though we still have a slot to build on there, I would like to build my requisitions here on the big bonus. So let's do that. They're coming in, which will get them hit by Overwatch fire. Now, obviously, these guys are not on Overwatch because I made them fire last turn. You have to be sat still and not have fired last turn, essentially, to go into Overwatch. We will move these guys up. Just let's just get some real damage in here. We need to kill these, yeah. Kill them. Get them! Okay, good. Let's retake this land from these Xeno scum. Also, obviously, the planet has loads of different biomes. Sometimes we're in a pretty nasty place here, volcanic, desert, and this affects the tiles that you're building on. Some races prefer various tiles, and so on. You can also change the variance of the biomes in your map generation. It's super open. If you just want to fight on a whole big forest, you can. Just grasslands, you can. You can set up your game that way. It's really, really awesome. Okay, we have our captain, our most basic and starter hero. Now, as you can see, there's the inventory I talked about. So if we went over to the trader, we could buy some items, or we might find items. And apart from that, obviously he's got his power sword, he's got his bolt pistol, so he can do whatever. Well, he attacks with both, really, when he goes in, because they both got range of 1. He can't attack from 2 away, that's fine. But you start with a level up point, and every time a hero gains a level, you get a level up point, and they have skills. 3 abilities, and then 1 which you're not allowed till level 6. You know, the classic 3 abilities and an ultimate that you can get at level 6. And then obviously you can level up each ability. As you can see, Deeds of Glory 1 out of 3, so you can level that up 3 times. Now, in the case of this hero, Power Strike is a big attack with a sword, and I kind of want that. Obviously, healing, nice. Healing Surge. It is only on himself, not healing others. Other heroes can heal other units, and indeed you get other units which heal, like just medic units. Or we can increase influence per experience. So every time we get experience, we get more influence, which is pretty cool. And then his ultimate is to bring down an orbital strike. But we'll just take a rank in Power Strike for now. Let's move down here. I still should really be going up there. In fact, are we going to lose that fortress? Maybe. I kind of don't care, though, because I'm just mad. Let's fortify and see if it can out-heal the damage. I'm kind of just mad at all these people down here. By people, I mean Xeno scum. I think we might move you back into here. Who the hell are you? Scum. And then heal up. You should be okay there. The fortress can't hit anything. Oh, yes. So our city. We're just going to put this to sleep. I mean, to be fair, we could turn this building off to save energy, but we're getting influence and production, so we won't. I'll put it to sleep just so that what that means is they won't keep notifying me that this building isn't doing anything. As you can see, we couldn't afford another one anyway because the influence cost is too much. Right, we've claimed the tile. Let's get a refectory then. 4 turns. 2 more turns, we'll have our Assault Space Marines. We'll try and get them out and have a look at them before the end of the video. As time flies. Right, we're not moving forward because I'm too scared, I think. We're just going to get surrounded and decimated again. At least if we have the hero, that would be helpful. So let's just hang out. Bit of a slow-moving one, but this is what happens when you throw your units away, as I did, threw 2 units away. It really slows you down. You cannot safely push forward. Research completed. Okay, we've researched dormitories, which we don't need yet because we're only... Oh, we are 6 out of 7, you know. We're getting there. Time flies, and we do have that resource improving our growth, so... Shall we research Devastators? I think we will. This is nice. Chapel, a building that increases loyalty. Assault Doctrine increases the accuracy of Space Marines. Be nice. Tactical did the same. Oh, but these are Assault Space Marines, of course. So it's increasing the accuracy of these guys, whereas the tactical one was for our starting Space Marines. Okay. Increase the tile acquisition. So this lets you expand your city out by 1, which is pretty awesome. And then we have a different hero. I think we're going to grab the Devastators, though. It's also worth noting, of course, you can build more cities. Depending on your... it's not like we just call them down. We don't just deploy it like now at any time. Depending on your race, depends how you will deploy a new city. And some races can do it sooner than others. Some people have building units. They can build early or late. It totally depends. Now, we have our Devastators. Not Devastators. Assault Space Marines. I wish we had Devastators. Let's move down and just try and at least get some use out of them before the end of the video. I might even wait for them. We'll probably move... Let's move out a bit. You stay there because you're healing. And then we're just going to hang out. We'll wait for the Assault Space Marines to catch up. We'll just put this to sleep for now. Let's just say we're not building any more troops since we're not going to do much else in the video. Come on then. Alright, you're just going to chill. You're just going to chill just for this turn. We're just going to spam through turns just to show off one more unit. I know it kind of sucks. I wish I could have just shown off all the units. I suppose I could play a bunch of games and get them all the way to the end. But this is supposed to be a showcase of like the first hour of the game anyway. So we're not going to do that. And you're lazy. Hey, who said that? Who said that? Someone in the back. I don't know who it was. Let's move forward. Feeling a bit more confident. We're all together. We can build another building now. We probably need a dormitory then pretty soon. I wouldn't mind getting a bit more knowledge to speed up research. Although we do still want requisitions because we have that quest to get 20 income. So we could build another one. Should we just spam another requisitions building on the same big bonus? Oh yeah, let's do that. That sounds like fun. That sounds awesome. Let's do that. Okay, enemy turn. Are they coming in? They're flitting around in the ruins. Very unsettling. I'm confident we can send the hero in. Oh, there they are. So, I can use my my ability. It doesn't cost anything. It just has a cooldown of 3 turns. So I'm going to do that on them. Does a good chunk of damage. You can't attack as well, can you? No, just checking. Okay, let's... Ooh, I mean, we have a relic guarding one side, so we should be okay. And there's no units next to it, so we could capture it. Let's do that. So instead... Can we kill the... it's kind of hard to kill the Recruit Hounds, though. No, let's kill the Recruit Hounds with the... So you can see, they run in with bolters and chainswords. Get the job done. I was too scared to bring my other units up because we know there's all kinds of nasty stuff in here. So we're actually going to move around here. And now that there's no other ranged unit... or no other enemy unit next to the relic, we can right-click it and catch it. Oh, it actually gave us the requisitions in total that we needed for the quest, which is lovely. And we'll also move these back here just to be behind the melee wall. Just for the sake of... Oh god, what's over here now? Here they come, look out the woodwork. At least our fortress is healed up. Okay, next quest. Obviously read it, it's cool. Research a librarian and produce one. So if you decide you don't even want librarians in your strategy, then, you know, you'll never do that quest. And that's fine, you don't have to. It doesn't matter. It's just like, it's a nice flavor. I think the first time you play through, it's a really good idea to do the quests. And then afterwards, if you don't want to, then don't. It's fine. How do we want to play this then? I think we do kind of go seek and destroy and just get over there. We want our hero to get stuck in. No. Oh, Overwatch fire, but at least it's on the hero. You'll see, look, he's got a lot of health. He doesn't really care that much. Well, actually, no. He only has 9 health. But the point is, he has a lot of armor. So he's going to go in a regular attack where he uses his sword and his pistol. Still does a lot of damage. It depends on what he's fighting and you know, and so on. Let's move you on to this resource because we want it anyway. And then send you in. Oh, Omniscope. We found an Omniscope in here, which is, as you can see, it's grayed out, but then when I click on my hero, it no longer is. Item that increases the ranged accuracy. Okay, so it's not amazing. But it increases range actually by 1. Obviously on this hero, that's not super important, as it would be on other ranged heroes, but I can click it, and then he has it. We can always switch it to another hero later. So we want to try and be a little bit safe. We don't know what's over here. So I want to come around here and then fire, but I'm scared because who knows what's over here. We can just shoot there. I think what we'll probably do is shift over 1, which does leave us a bit open. We'll fire, but then we can bring this other one up and destroy them. Okay, it's been an hour. I really need to stop. But the problem is I'm just starting to have a really good time. That's the problem. Oh god, what's happening? They're all moving around. Okay. They're stood in wireweed and they're attacking me. Okay, the hounds are ganging up. That's fine. No, I don't care. Don't drag me over there. I don't even want to see. So because they're in wireweed, that's not going to be good for them. We can attack into it. It's all right. We're not going there. So as you can see, they are going to take damage each turn. We will go in there and bash them. And indeed, can we fire at them? Not in an easy way, but I suppose there's no harm in us coming here. The wireweed may well finish them off. Could bring another one round, but then... Oh, that is the edge of the map. I feel a bit safer because that is the edge of the map. Yeah, that's not even Fog of War. That is the edge of the map, so... Okay, so we've secured this. This is the other edge of the map. So if we just push around here and secure this, this whole area will be safe. And then we can push out... I love how I'm making movements with my hands, as if you can see. You can't. But we're going to push out. We're going to push out into the map. We're going to find the other two players and destroy them. And I think that I should probably leave it here. Because it's been an hour. You understand the game. I've just run into the dark, but at least it was my hero. Oh, he leveled up. Didn't even see it. So let's take the heal while he's getting shot at. And we can actually use that this turn, but should we attack instead? Or should we just heal for fun? There's no point. We've only lost one hit point. Attack. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. You've not seen a lot of the more exciting units. There's events on the planet itself. Like, there can be big, like, huge monsters who will spawn and just do all kinds of things. There is a lot more to the game than you're seeing, but you can see how it plays. Because when I've spoken to my friends, what they're really asking at the time is, well, how does it play? Like, what is it? Is it like Civ? Is it like, you know, some other games? Is it like Total War? What is it? And now, after watching this, you should understand how it plays, what it is, and where you would be going. In fact, you'd have a reasonable platform to just go and play. With Space Marines, definitely. With some of the other races, there are other mechanics, but it's not that complicated, trust me. And we've just ripped through 30 turns, and it's gone fast. We've not even done that much. And before you know it, you finish a game, and you go, I'm ready for another game. I want to play the other faction. I want to have a big map with loads of players on it, and maybe less neutral monsters, or more neutral monsters, or you can do whatever you want. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, because the time has rushed by. So, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this game, like seeing it. I hope if you are going to pick it up, you have a great time with it. You definitely will, I'm sure. If you're interested enough to pick it up, you'll have a good time with it because it's amazing. It's a really fun game. If you've got a friend who's interested, definitely play with them. Just go against AI together. It's fun. It's really fun. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a great day wherever you are. I will see you next time in another showcase.